Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I want to be going over the crew battle that happened at Double Down. Usually I would just wait, I don't really do side events at, for majors recaps. But I think this one was important because the discussion for which is the best region in Smash has been going on for a while. And while this definitely 100% does not decide, all of that, I do think it is pretty interesting to look at. So the teams, it was USA and Canada, Japan, Europe, and Mexico and Caribbean. And USA Canada had Dabuz, Riddles, Cola, Zamba, Cosmos, Mars, Luis, and Void. Japan had Proto, T, Shutone, Ken, Kome, Gect, Leah, and Shogun. Europe had Raflo, Bloom Forever, Orion, Tariq, Peli, Flo, Nighthawks, and Naturu. And Mexico and Caribbean had Leo, Sonics, Chag, Big Boss, Skyjay, Capitan Cito, Andric, and Omar. So off the gate, US won. Not surprised, honestly. There was a really stacked roster, and also US stay best country in the world, maybe let's call it. Japan got second, again, not super surprising. And then Europe and Mexico tied for fourth, or I guess tied for third. Again, makes sense. I will say there is a lot of players from each region that had a lot of top players missing. I would say that Europe was hurt the most because they were missing Gluto, Siski, Quick, Leon, who I think those are some really, really strong ones. Especially the Gluto, Siski, Quick ones. Those are basically your top three, and you don't have them. Bloom would probably be your fourth, or honestly top three. I could see it because he's insane. But so they didn't have that, which really sucks. And then Mexico also hit pretty hard. They didn't have Spargo. They didn't have Meister. Those would probably be the top two. Maybe Cloudy over Omar would be someone I'd put. But aside from that, they had pretty much everyone. Japan was maybe Japan was hit the hardest because they didn't have Aquila, they didn't have Yoshidora, they didn't have Zachary, if you want to include him. I don't because he's just getting back into it. And they didn't have Hiro. But they still had very strong. And then USA, they were missing Tweak and Light, basically. They had everyone. So USA had their most reps, basically. I mean, it's an American tournament, it makes sense, and they won. Who do I think would win if everyone had their most stacks of? Probably Japan. I do think Japan is probably the best region right now. It's Japan or US for sure, in my opinion. But maybe US still would have won because Light and Tweak. I don't know who they would have replaced. Probably Void Luis, but maybe. But Void's really good in a crew battle, just like crew battle settings specifically. But anyway, let's just get right into the crew battle. So the first one was America, or US Canada, versus Europe. And all you need to know about that is Dabuz started off by taking 7 stocks. He 3-stocked Bloom, who, that's really bad, because I think Bloom was probably the strongest, the best player that Europe had on their team. Because I had some wild cards written down. I had 2 wild cards for each team before I saw this. I had Tariq and Bloom for Europe. I had Zamba Void for America. I had Skyjay Leo for Mexico and Caribbean, and I had Proto Kome for Japan. And Dabuz just shut me up. He 3-stocked Bloom, really bad start, and then he beat Orion in Olimar Wolf, which is kind of insane. Orion did take 2 stocks though, but it was that's just insane. And then he also took a stock off of, I believe it was Tariq they sent in after him. I'm pretty sure it was. But just a really, really strong start from Dabuz. And then their second player, Raflo, or not their second player, but I think the second person they had, Raflo, I believe he only took 1 stock. He took 1 or 2. Usually in a crew battle, just if you don't understand the format, you probably do if you're watching this already. But crew battle, it's you don't get your stocks back. You have 3 stocks. Your entire team has however many players you have. So if you have 8 players like this one did, you have 3 stocks. You're gonna have 24 stocks total. Each player gets 3 stocks. And when you take one, that's gone forever. When you spawn in the next game, you have to SD your stock. And the fact that Dabuz took 7 with only losing 3 is really, really high value. Basically, everyone on America always contributed, except towards the end, but I'll get into that. but like everyone took an absurd amount of stocks, just like more than they needed to or as much as they needed to. It was very impressive. I will say Tariq actually did pretty well for EU. I think he took 3 or 4, but I'd say the person that did the best was it was either Nighthawks or Natoru, but I'd say it was honestly Natoru, because it was just like really good. Nighthawks did beat Cosmos, though I believe it was. He did pretty well against Cosmos. But Natoru, I believe he took out Riddles. Here, I'm gonna see if I can actually find the VOD, because I don't want to go off of just the memory for this stuff. So I'm gonna pull up the VOD right now on Twitch and just skip through the crew battle parts so I can be more specific. But Natoru did really well, Nighthawks did really well. Flo, he kind of just got like, he was like, Flo is their anchor, which I think also was a strange choice to put a Roy as your anchor, because I feel like Roy can be super counterpicked. And also just like, I think probably your best anchor would have been Rafflo, but I think they kind of needed to send in Rafflo to stop the bleeding, and then he couldn't. He just didn't stop the bleeding, and then when Rafflo like went down without much of a fight, it was just kind of over. Unfortunate, but it happens. Alright, let's see. I'm going to find this part of the crew battle. So Natoru took out Zomba. Or not, he didn't take out Zomba, I believe Zomba won, but he took out 2 of Zomba's stocks. And he finished off Cola. Okay, so he finished off Cola and he took out 2 Zomba stocks. That's really impressive. With Pichu as well. Very, like, volatile character. So shout out to Natoru. He's been playing very, very well recently. I've actually been very impressed with him. And I hope he does well. I imagine he'll do pretty well in the tournament overall. Just because he's been crushing. He's also seeded 105th, so he's definitely going to overperform his seed. Or at least I think he is. And then, yeah, Flo was kind of left in a tough situation. Void did hit a clip on him, though, which was sick. So moving on to Mexico and Caribbean. I don't know why I'm tired. I keep messing up how to say that. It's not a hard country to say. And Japan. It started off Leah SkyJ, and that was a lot closer. I believe it was last stock, last hits, and Leah did win that. And then Leah also took a stock against whoever they sent in next, which I believe was, let's see, I'm just going to find it on the VOD so I don't have to believe, I can just know. It was against Andrik, so he took a stock against Andrik, which honestly, I think sending in Andrik when they did was really risky. Because that is Falcon, and Falcon is so unbelievably counterpickable. They sent in Kome against him, and Andrik actually did pretty well against Kome. I think he did take 1 stock, so he only took 2 stocks overall, not the 3 that you kind of want, but still, like, he cleaned up Leah, and then, like, he got sent against the Shulk, which is kind of, in my opinion, one of the scarier people on Japan. Like, I think Proto is probably the scariest because he has Min Min and Lucina. But Shulk is also, like, just terrifying. And then Omar, I was also very impressed with Omar. Omar did super, super well in this crew battle. He was able to kill off Kome. And I believe he took 1 more stock. Oh, no. They sent in Gact. So, Omar he plays Ness if you don't know who he is. And they sent in Gact, Omar plays Snake, and they sent in Gact, who plays Ness. And then, if you have ever seen Snake Ness, you probably know how that went, and Omar did not get another stock. That's just tough. That was probably the hardest counterpick throughout the entire crew battle, was Ness into, or Snake into Ness. That's just really rough. But they had to send him out at some point, because Japan was just going to hold on to Gact because of how free, like, that matchup is. And also, like, Gact is just really good at the matchup. Like, the way he was using Psy Magnet was just really well done. And then I believe Gact, he had to fight a 1v1 against, I don't remember who it was exactly. I'm just skipping to the VOD right now. He had to do it against Big Boss, and he actually kind of bodied Big Boss. I think he 2-stocked Big Boss, which put Mexico in a really bad spot. And then they sent in Chag, who they probably should have sent in first, honestly, because I feel like Rob is someone in a crew battle you want to, like, save and not throw against Ness. Because, like, you know, Gact was really good at that. And Gact did take a stock, so he got, 5 stocks overall. So shouts to Gact, he did mad work. But then the person that did the most work came up next, and that was Ken. Ken put in so much work, and he used Sephiroth, which I'm not. People were like, commentators were surprised. I'm not surprised at all that he used Sephiroth, because Sephiroth is really good in crew battle because you just start down, like pretty much inevitably you're gonna be starting down at some point, and then you get free wing really early and for really long. And that's really really good, and so Ken basically had wing almost almost all of the sets he played. And it was ridiculous. Like, it was broken. The only time he didn't really have it was against like Chag, who he did 2-stock, and then they sent in Capitancito, and I believe he also 2-stocked Capitancito, but that would take him down to 1-stock. So like Ken has 1-stock, Capitancito took 1. But like that's really impressive. And then probably the most impressive thing that he did was he took 2 stocks off of Sonic's. Just ridiculous. Like, how many stocks is that overall? Is that 8? No. He takes 7. So I think that's the most anyone took. It was 7, or it was Leo with 8. But I think it was 7 from Ken and DeBuzz. Just really putting in a lot of work for their team against like really strong players as well. Like, it wasn't just like they took out fodder in bad matchups. Like, they took out really really tough competition and like leveled them down a lot for their team, and like they were huge win conditions. And then Sonics did 3-stock Shogun, which was unfortunate, but also Sonics, like, that last edge guard that he got was insane. Par for the course, though, because Sonics, he just finds those edge guards because he's absolutely amazing. And then I think Shutone, Sonics took 1-stock off Shutone before losing to him. Shutone used Olimar, by the way. Yeah, he took 1-stock off, which is like Sonics also putting in a lot of work, taking 5 stocks. It's very important. And then it was down to Leo. And then, guess what happened? He brought out the Joker, and oh my god, it was so sick. Leo Joker, I just love it so much. How could you not? It's so amazing. It's so methodical. He plays it so well. And I hope he uses it double down. He probably won't, but maybe that was like signs of life. But I also just think he's like, oh, I need to take, 8 stocks and I'm in a crew battle? Yeah, I'll bust out the Joker, why not? So he 3-stock, or no, he 3-stock Shutone. No, didn't lose a single stock. I don't know how he was. Oh no, he did lose a single stock. Okay, I was gonna say, I was like clicking through it and I was like, he was at 160. That's crazy. And then they sent in Proto, who did beat Leo last time they played. Granted, it was he was in like March and he wasn't using Joker. But Proto only took 1-stock. So then it was T. T was their anchor, and T went Kazuya. And hit one of the funniest clips in just Smash. He just like immediately went on stage. Leo's trying to mount this huge comeback for all of Mexico, and then he hits him with an electric wind God Fist, like 5 seconds in, and 0 to death him. And it was really really funny. And yeah, so Japan takes it over there. But a lot of work was done by honestly Sonic's Leo. They put in a lot of heavy lifting. Who else did pretty good? Chag did decent against them. I think Chag took 3. But just like you need like in a crew battle, you need like basically the overperforming doesn't really matter if most people on your team aren't getting 3, and just unfortunately in Mexico they weren't. But also like that's tough. Round 1 you have to play Japan, like that's rough. So then it goes Grands, USA versus Japan. It starts off Riddles versus Kome, which is like crazy picks. I get why they sent in Kome first. Because it's like, oh, it's Shulk, even in a crew battle, he's just gonna bust your art. But sending in Riddles first, I feel like was kind of wild. I would have personally thought they would send in maybe Cosmos, because the best counter pick against Cosmos would probably be Proto. And then you get because Min, but then you get Proto out of the way right away, which is really nice. But they didn't. They did Riddles, and I think Riddles 2-stocked Kome. Yes, he did, and then he got 2 stocks on... Who did they send in next? They sent in Ken. And Ken, Riddles did really well to get 2 stocks off of Ken, because Ken, like, in the last crew battle, Ken won them, essentially, the last crew battle by getting 7 stocks on, like, high-impact players. So that was really impressive by Riddles, and then they sent in Cola to clean him up, which is like, no surprise that Cola beat a Sonic player. and like kind of rolled him too. Granted, it was only one stock, but like it was not close. And then they sent in, I think it was Gact against Cola, which I super don't agree with. I just don't think that's a good pick at all. I feel like Gact is like kind of like a little bit of a trump card, because Ness can just do really well sometimes, but against like a sword, like the only other sword you had to avoid was Cosmos, and then I feel like he does fine against Zomba. He does pretty good against really good against Mars. He does decent against Louise. He does pretty good against Void. Like I would think like that you save Gact, but they sent him in against Cola, and honestly, I think this might have lost them the crew battle low key. I just think this was not a great decision. I think Gact he did take 2 stocks though, because like Gact is amazing and obviously he can make it work, but it's like he shouldn't have had to make it work, you know? So that's tough. And then Cola took a stock. I think they sent in Leah next. Yeah, they sent in Leah, and he took 1 stock there. Leah played Greninja, by the way. Just so like Sora haters, basically only me, don't know why I called it out. But he did play Greninja, which was hype to see, because Greninja is a really fun character to watch. Terry also played Greninja. And then to send in against Leah, who did they send in against Leah? I'm just getting an ad right now on my thing, just full disclaimer, so I'm stalling. I think they sent in Luis against Leah. Yeah, they sent in Luis, which I think is a pretty decent pick. Polo with the lead is kind of really scary, and then he also could have gone Fox, which is also a decent matchup. But you want to save Void for Proto, because if he goes Min-Min, then Void goes Sheik, and that is Min-Min's worst matchup, I think, by far. You want to save Zomba for... I guess you don't really have to save Zomba, he's just kind of like Rob when Rob is good. Mars, you could probably send in against Leah. I think Mars is also a good pick, same with Cosmos. Because it's hard, I guess, I think they wanted to save Cosmos until Proto was out, because Min-Min is kind of the only thing that kind of really beats Aegis that was kind of left. So they send in, what's his name? They send in Luis, and I think he only loses 1 stock. Yeah, he only loses 1 stock. And then they did something, then they sent in Shogun, which was crazy to me, because Snake Palutena isn't very fun, like, at all for Snake. But then Shogun did it. Like, he only lost 1 stock. Like, just, like, so impressive. And he ended up getting 3 stocks because he also took 1 off of Void. They sent in Void against Snake, which I don't super disagree with. I think maybe Mars might have been better, just because I think Sheik is better than Min-Min, and that's kind of, like, what you're waiting on right now, is to get the Min-Min out of the way so you can let Cosmos be a top 3 character and be broken against T, because right now it's just Shogun, Proto, and T left, I believe, if my math, and by math I mean no, I'm missing someone. Who am I missing? I mean, I'll see pretty quickly. I'm missing Shuton. Oh, okay. Well, who's gonna get Shuton? Because you don't. Okay, that's why they didn't send in Mars. Okay, that actually makes a lot of sense, because if they send in Mars and then they sent up Shuton, that would suck really bad, because Zero Suit Olimar is hard, and also Mars Olimar is way harder. So yeah, I take back what I said. Better that they send in Void. Honestly, Void was probably the best pick, and I'm wrong. But Shogun, pretty good against Void, took 1 stock. Almost took 2, it was getting pretty scary, but then Void clutched it out because he is sick. I did lose to him. No, I went 1-1 with him in rock, paper, scissors because I tied the first. So, you know, even again. And then they send out Shuton. He went Olimar, which is actually still really tough for Sheik, but just like still better. Void did take his stock, so again, getting their 3. Basically, up to this point, Riddles and Cola have been carrying this crew battle, because every single other player has gotten just 3, which is like what you need, but also Riddles and Cola put them in the lead by, is it 1 player? Yeah, they put them in the lead by 1 player and a little bit, so if everyone's getting their 3, then they're just going to win, which is really important for America. So it's like a huge lead, everyone's doing their work, and Japan hasn't had anyone that's like taken a ton of stocks. Like, I don't know if they've had anyone take over 3 yet, because Leah didn't, Ken didn't, Komei didn't, Gact, it was Gact. Okay, Gact took 5. So Gact, oh wait, did Gact take 5? No, Gact took 5. in the previous group battle. Okay, so yeah, I don't think they've had anyone take more than 3. I think basically everyone in Japan has taken 3 though. Some of them have only taken 2. I think it was, I don't know how many people. But like this is a like America right now, like during this in crew battle, I'm looking, it's 13-9 right now for America when, or it's 12-9 when it's 12-8 when Shuton Void ends. So that means like if everyone gets their 3 on America, they just win with like an insurance player. So they send into Buzz against Shuton, completely agree, and then he goes Rosa, which I don't agree with as much. I would assume he goes Min Min. But also, Shuton's probably pretty good against Min Min, but I think Shuton uses Aegis against Min Min, because I don't know. But I know when like Dabuz beat Myron, he used Min Min to reverse 3-0. Last time they played, I don't know when it was, but I was just like, yeah, this is Shu, and he's definitely going to use Min Min. And then he didn't, and then I think he's still 2-stock though, which is really good. So I guess it didn't matter that much. But then he was stuck Rosalina against Proto, which was like, it was tough to watch. I honestly can't believe he got 1 stock. I don't know how he did that. Also, by the way, Dabuz got like an insane stock against Shuton. He killed him at like 60 with like an F smash rate. It was ridiculous, super fast early on. And that was really, really good because Shuton was like one of the scarier people. But the scariest person arguably is still in, and that's Proto. Dabuz does take 1 stock, and then they send in Zamba, who only took 1 stock. So that was the first time that an American player took less than 3. Obviously, no shade to Zamba. It's a tough matchup, or it seemed like it was when you can't hit Proto because like he's hard to hit. So he only takes 1, and then that leaves America at 6, Japan at 4. That lead, Proto putting in work. He's already taken 5 stocks. So he's doing really, really well. And they send in Mars, and Mars does clean up Proto. He does lose 1 stock, but then it's like, okay, it's 5 stocks to T's 3, and T either has to go Pac-Man or Kazuya. And I think Zero Suit does pretty decent against Kazuya. Or against, honestly, maybe both. Kazuya, though, I think is the right choice in the crew battle, and is, like, spoiler, the choice that he went. Just because, you know, I hate you once you die. But Mars only took 2 stocks as well, but he only really needed to because of the lead. That, like, by the way, like, shouts to Cole and Riddles. They won it for America, just as Dabuz won it for America in the first round. Just like very, very well played by them. They put them America in the lead by the start, and America was like, even though like most of their players, like there was no bumps. If they had a small bump, it's fine. And that's huge. Getting a lead in a crew battle is really big because it just puts pressure on, basically, because you're going into someone. You're usually going to be going in at a deficit unless you're like winning by 3, and then in which case you're still going into a deficit, which means you are forced to approach as the person that is losing, and that is usually not what you want. When you are forced to make the option, that's just really tough. Because it's like you're forced to make a mistake, you're forced to like come at me, I can bait you, I can react. Just really, really hard when when you have to be on the aggressive. Like some people like being on the aggressive and that's fine, but when you have to be and the other person doesn't, it just makes it a lot harder. But now, Mars, he takes 1 stock off of T. So now it is T Kazuya versus Cosmos, and this, my heart dropped when I realized Cosmos was the anchor. I was like, oh god, because I wanted America to win. By the way, bias, but I was like, I had a heart attack. I was hyperventilating. I was like, is this choke most or is this close most? And oh my lord, it was close most. He played so well against T Kazuya. It was actually like, it was beautiful. Chef's kiss. Actually played almost perfectly. Also, shouts to T for having like one of the funniest Kazuyas I've ever seen. He just like against Mars, he like did a triple electric wind godfist in the middle of the stage, just unprompted. Mars is not even close to him. He did like the eagle uppercut, whatever the hell the strong one's called, where that like kills you at 60. He did that just like twice on a platform. He was literally just mashing, like he mashed an F smash, up smash. Like it was just really funny and it was kind of working. But like Cosmos put him in a clinic. It was actually insane. So yeah, America won. Does that mean that America / Canada is the best region in Smash? Yes, 1000%. Even though at the start of the video I said it didn't. don't care. America won. America stays on top, baby. But I still think this was interesting. Shows a lot of like international talent, like kind of clashing. I do say it is a shame that like basically every single region except Mexico was missing their top rep, and then Mexico was missing their next two top reps. Just unfortunate, but also like it's hard to get everyone in the same place at once. Obviously, I'm sure we'll see another one of these again, or also just like PGR's coming out. But I think PGR, as it is coming out right now, is NA focused. Like they're gonna do it like they did last time, where it's like they have NA PGR, they have Japan PGR, and they have EU PGR. So I'll probably make a video on each of those. We'll see though, because I don't want to milk it for too much, even though that's kind of all this channel is just what do PG stats do today. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If I missed a player that you wanted me to talk about, like in the crew battle, I just missed them. Very possible. Missed the score again. Very possible. I'm just kind of skimming through the VODs. It was like 5 hours. I don't remember everything that happened. But yeah, thank you for watching so far. Hope you've been enjoying the content. I've been enjoying making it. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.